Let's do it one final time before week one. Welcome in, Broncos country, to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, and on today's live show, I'm sure you're clicking in because you want to know exactly how the Denver Broncos can beat the Tennessee Titans. Guess what? I've got it for you. You probably want to know what the final record prediction is for the Broncos. Guess what? I've got it. And of course, you want your voice to be heard on a Broncos mailbag. Guess what? We got it! And before we get to that, tell me who you got. Broncos versus Titans. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's get it going. Let's get it going, Broncos country. Michael saying D-E-N. J&W Prod, my record prediction is 13-4. Great minds think alike. You'll see here in a little bit. King of Drums saying Den. Ian saying Den. I'm Money Mitch saying 20-0 Super Bowl champions. I kind of like it. It's kind of unrealistic, but I kind of like it. Oh, I love it, dude. King of Drums saying D-E-N. Let's get it going. 45 people in the building. Tyler coming in saying Bo Nix MVP. Pono saying N. Well, both of them have N in it, so I hope you're not meaning T-E-N. I'm going to say you said D-E-N. Pop saying Broncos 56-6. I like it. It's great. Keep those record predictions spamming in there. Tell me who you have winning week one while I tell you about why we started our live show a little bit early today. We started early today because I have to catch a flight. I have to catch a flight because I get married on Friday. And I know if you are a frequent flyer of the channel, no pun intended, you've heard me talk a lot about this. But this is the week that I get to marry my best friend. It's the week that I get to spend the rest of my life with the woman that I have been so lucky enough to share the last 5 years with. And I cannot wait to take the next step in my life. Her name is Alexis. And Alexis is literally the greatest thing that has ever happened in my life. By far. And it's not close. She makes me a better man. She makes me a better employee, a better brother, a better friend. She just makes my life better. She definitely keeps me in line. She makes sure that I'm not getting a little too above my britches. And believe me, every once in a while, I totally do. But Alexis is definitely the Mrs. Moustakis that I want to spend the rest of my adult days with. And she is easily the rock in my world. So, Alexis, I love you. And I cannot wait to call myself your husband this Friday. But enough about the sappy shit, Mr. Producer Casey. Jump your ass on the mic right now. Do it! Get on there.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
I sound good today.
You do sound good today. A little loud. A tad bit loud.
Let me turn me down a little bit.
Just a little bit. There you go.
Just a little bit. How's that?
It's good. It's very good. You're already married, so you already have your forever.
I'm feeling great.
Correct.
How are you feeling? Okay, be real. Be real. You are less than a week away. Getting the ring on the finger. I heard the spiel.
Yep.
I heard the speech.
Yep.
Now dude to dude, guy to guy.
How am I feeling?
You ready?
I'm ready. But you know what I'm also ready for? Denver Broncos football, baby.
Broncos football!
Yes. Because guess what? We didn't jump on today's live show to talk about Moose's fiance. Maybe a little bit. But we jumped on to talk to you about Broncos football. So what do we have for today's show? The final Falcons versus Bucks preview, which is not correct. It's Broncos versus Titans. The final Broncos record prediction. And, of course, we'll get on to our mailbag as well. But here's what we've got offered up for you today. If you would like to support my endeavors this weekend, if you would like to support the Denver Broncos Breakdown channel before week one, this is the best way to do it. I have captured a quick little super chat menu very briefly, just in time for you to make sure that you can help out if you would like. So if you send in a $5, we'll just do a quick little beers cheers for you. We've got tons of beer here in the office that is just waiting to be drank. $10, I've got a little list, I guess you could call it, it's called the wedding beer list. If you send in a 10, I add another tally to that list. So for every 10, I'm sending in myself an extra beer for the wedding, courtesy of Broncos Country.
We got to keep stacking those up.
Yes.
We got to make sure we get as many wedding beers as we can.
That is true. If you send in a $20 super chat, we'll do the honeydew wheel. Alexis has given me a wheel of stuff to do after the wedding. And if you send in a $20 super chat, you can add to the honeydew wheel stuff that I would have to take care of.
Like what kind of stuff?
Like more laundry, more dishes.
Oh, all the fun stuff.
More foot rubs because she's a foot rub fanatic. And then, of course, if you send it a bang, not only will we bang, but we're throwing down a beer bong just in time for my flight at 6 o'clock. So we're having ourselves a grand old time. On today's show, Broncos versus Titans preview. Then, of course, our final Denver Broncos record prediction. We are going to make sure that your voices get heard, and you can get in on our mailbag. Use hashtag Broncos or Super Chat. And then, of course, 5 Denver Broncos difference makers that we'll kind of throw throughout the show. But those are our 3 main topics that we're going to get to on today's show. Broncos-Titans preview, final record prediction, and, of course, our Broncos mailbag just for you.
Broncos, not Falcons. What are you doing, producer Casey?
Yeah,
Get your head out of your ass.
We have a crossover on a bunch of different graphics. The people that were in the studio last, obviously, just they were doing it. But
those jackasses.
Yeah, those jackasses out there. Arvada Orange saying early congratulations to you and yours, Moose. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. I've had my Rock of the World for 25 years. There's nothing better than the family. You're absolutely correct, and I'm super excited. Let me tell you really quick about our friends over at Prize Picks, though, because they are the sponsor of today's live show. Listen, if you are looking forward to winning real money this entire football season long, make sure you do it with our friends at Prize Picks. It's very simple to play. You just pick 2 to 6 players, their stat projections, pick the more or less, and send in your bet. It is that easy. And football is officially back. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. So before we get into you want to throw that super chat menu up one more time, that'd be great. Before we get into what we have planned on the show today in terms of Broncos football, it is the last single show that I'm doing.
Last one!
The very last one. The next time that you see me, I will have a ring on this finger. It is a very, very cool time in my life. I'm really excited. And I want to make sure that before we get started today, we get to at least 30 likes. We got to get to 30 likes. Got 63 people in the building rocking with us right now. Let's get to at least 30 likes before we start the show. That's 11 away. And also, like I said, if you would like to support my wedding, the show, and everything in between, any donation that you guys send in is greatly appreciated.
We got to make sure Moose is putting down like 50 beers. Like as many beers.
50 beers?
Okay, maybe not. I want you to remember it a little bit.
That's a lot of
So
beers.
let's not say that much.
Fair enough.
But we want you putting down probably double-digit beers.
I'm okay with that.
I'm
okay with
we got
that.
to make sure we stack this up a little bit.
Hey, listen, I'm totally on board. I am totally on board to have a little bit of fun before I hit this flight later tonight. But this is our super chat menu in case you want to do it. How about this? I'll get the party started here. I'll add a wedding beer if someone sends in a 5. We won't do the beers, cheers. I'll just throw a wedding beer on the list and make sure I add that to my tally. I've got it in my phone.
I like it.
It's linked to my computer right now. So once this goes into the database, it's already in, and I'll get a reminder before my wedding. This is how many wedding beers you owe.
And I'll be watching, okay? I won't be at the actual wedding, but I have a live stream cam right to Moose's his table, watching his drink. And I'm like, Moose, you need 5 more beers. That's not enough.
Fair enough. So we'll add the first $5 that's in. We will add that to the wedding beers list because I'm feeling generous and a little bit tipsy. Not right now, but eventually. Let's take a look at what some people are saying here. We'll start it up here. As soon as we hit 30 likes, we're at 27. We're so close.
Hit that like button. I see you, Casey. I see you, King of Drums. How you doing, brother? Thanks for hanging out.
Drums. Troy Franklin, the GOAT from J&W Prod. What? Oh, I'm reading something incorrectly. Oh, well. What do you do? All right. 60 people were 1 like away from getting started. 1 like away. There it is. Hit 33. Bang. We got it. And remember, if you do want to support the show and send in a little super chat and send me off, we appreciate it. All right. Up first, the final Broncos record prediction. So we're going to do it a little bit out of order. Broncos record prediction, then preview, then super chat. Right? Sounds good. Actually, bring that back up. Take this off screen. It's still I don't know what's up with the graphics. They're still Just push me across. No, bring that back up one more time. Do you see the problem on that? Yeah, cool. No. The list for today's show. Do you see the problem there? Yes. Cool. 1 second. Technical difficulties. All right. There we go. And we did get a $5 super chat, so let's put that up on screen real quick. We answer every super chat here on Broncos Breakdown. Every single super chat you send in, I will guarantee gets on screen just for you. This one from Arvada Orange coming in with his first $5 super chat. That's a beer on the wedding beer list. Number 1 is in. There's the tally. And hold on. Texans are making a signing, by the way. They're re-signing quarterback Davis Mills to a 1-year, $7 million contract. There's your updated breaking news for today. Cheers to you, Arvada Orange. And we have added that to the wedding beer list. Okay, you ready to get started? Let's get started. Colorado straight flush coming in. All right. Make sure we can look at this. Good. 1 second, my friends. Sorry about this. We'll make sure that we get everything loaded up for you as soon as all my flight information looks correct. All right. Ready? Let's do this. Sorry. All right. Now we're good. All right. First one, Broncos record prediction. Everything encompassing what the Broncos have done from the very start of the draft through the offseason, training camp, into the preseason. My updated list for the Denver Broncos and their final record prediction. I feel I owe you one more final record prediction, Broncos country. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. You deserve it. I'm ready to deliver the final Broncos record prediction before week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. I feel like I should get it out of the way so you can put your record prediction down in the comment section down below. What is your final Denver Broncos record prediction? If you're watching this at the time of our live stream, get down in the live chat and let me know. But also, if you're watching this during your regular recording, get in the comment section and let me know. It's week 1. Picture this. Mile High Stadium. Empower Field at Mile High. Bo Nix, R.J. Harvey, Courtland Sutton all run out of the field. The place is electric. Out comes Cam Ward and his ragtag team of who knows what's. The place is ready to go. That is just 5 days away. That's it. Just 5 days away. And week 1, I've got the Broncos winning. The Broncos win 27-13. You cannot convince me that Cam Ward, who has never played a snap in the NFL, is going to walk on into Empower Field at Mile High and dominate this unbelievable Denver Broncos defense. It just won't happen. I promise you, it won't. So give me the Broncos to win 27-13 week 1. Flipping over to week 2. What do we got? Broncos travel to Indianapolis. Another easy win, in my opinion. The Colts are starting Daniel Jones, a.k.a. Indiana Jones, a.k.a. the failure as the New York Giant. And I just have to tell you this right now. These should be 2 of the easiest starting games in the NFL. I know, any given Sunday. But from top to bottom, the Broncos roster is far better than both of these teams combined. They just don't have the firepower. Denver does. It's a 2-0 start. Let's go to week 3. 3-0? I originally had this game as a loss for the Denver Broncos. But then Rashawn Slater got hurt, the starting left tackle for the Los Angeles Chargers. He's a key piece in establishing not only the run, but protecting Justin Herbert's blind side. He doesn't have him anymore. He's out for the season. So I believe this Denver Broncos pass rush has a wide open lane to tackle, no pun intended, and absolutely dominate Justin Herbert. I think it's close because it's in LA. A divisional game is always close. But I could easily see the Broncos squeaking a win out here as a last-minute field goal or a fumble or an interception bounces their way. Give me the Broncos to start 3-0. I flipped. Bengals versus Broncos. I'll tell you why. I know the Bengals have a really poor defense. In fact, after they re-signed Trey Hendrickson, or before, they re-signed Trey Hendrickson, I was thinking this might be the worst defense in the NFL. But something in my gut just tells me that this is a Joe Burrow hero game. I mean, you can't stop 400 yards and 3 touchdowns because every so often, some of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, no matter how good the defense is, just absolutely torch you. And I have a feeling that will happen at least once in this Broncos season. Maybe not more than once. But one time, it's bound to happen because every team goes through it. So I'll say the Broncos start off at 3-1. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. You could come at me with any type of opinion that you want. I think it's a 3-1 start, and I'd be more than happy with this. Either way, let me know in the comment section down below. Let's go to week 5. I think this is also a loss. Philadelphia Eagles from top to bottom might be a better team than the Denver Broncos. They're the defending Super Bowl champions. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, it's just a loaded roster. It really is. I think it's close. I think it's low scoring. I think it's a defensive battle. I do think at home, Philadelphia squeaks out the win. Let's go to week 6. Across the pond, Governor. Heading over to ye old land of the Brits. And the Broncos win this one. The Jets are not very good. I think this is how the Broncos get back on track. You've lost 2 in a row now at this point. So now you got to take that next step, dominate a much worse team, even if you are across the pond. Give me the Broncos to win 30-17. How about we go to week 7 against the New York Giants? The Giants actually, believe it or not, might be one of my dark horse teams this year. Every report that I'm reading indicates, at least to me, that New York is getting better and better and better. With that being said, they're still about a year or 2 away. Russell Wilson, revenge game against Denver, no shot. Give me Denver and Bo Nix to win that at Empower Field at Mile High. Give me the Broncos to win. Here's another game that I flipped on. Originally, I had the Dallas Cowboys coming in to Denver and beating the Broncos. That was before the Micah trade happened. And I must have been smoking some sort of crack, because I look back at that prognostication a couple of months ago and I say, what was I smoking? There is no shot in hell the Cowboys beat the Broncos. It's just not going to happen. That defense is terrible. The only person you have to worry about on that entire team, believe it or not, is basically CeeDee Lamb. But Pat Surtain can lock up anybody, so I'm not worried about it. It's not going to be close. Give me the Broncos to win. So that leaves us at 6-2 heading into the halfway point. It's pretty good. Will the Broncos be over 500 at the halfway point of the season? Type O for over or type U for under. I think it's pretty clear they're going to be over. 6-2, but let me know in the comment section. Now, coming up, I've got the second half of the season and exactly what I think the record's going to look like. Spoiler alert, there's not too many more losses on this this schedule. But before I do that, I got to tell you about our friends over at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win real money sports action all off season long. All you have to do is go to your app store, click that download button, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Which players are going off? Which ones are not? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. It's very simple to play. Pick more or less on 2 to 6 players' stat projections. Send in that pick and watch your money multiply. Again, use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS when you download the Prize Picks app to get $50 in lineups after you use or play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. All right, let's move on to week 9. This one, I feel like, is the most balanced game on the Broncos' schedule. They're both really good football teams. In Houston, I'll take the L on this one. 26-22. CJ Stroud, for some reason, I don't know why, but he just picks it up in these big games. He just plays so much better than you originally think. So I have the Broncos falling to the Houston Texans, but I think I could be convinced either way. They both went 10-7 last year. They both have really good quarterbacks. They both have really good defenses. It's going to be tough for Bo Nix and company, but give me the Texans in this one. Then we flip it to week 10. First game against the Raiders. At home, easy dub. Broncos win 27-20. I don't think the Raiders have a shot to beat the Broncos this year. I truly don't. I get it that it's a divisional game, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't see it happening. Let's go to week 11 against the Chiefs. At home, Broncos win. Low-scoring game, 18-16. Maybe a last-second field goal. Either way, I think Broncos win. Gut feeling is telling me right now it is a very, very low-scoring game, but Denver pulls it off. So give me the Broncos to win. Let's go to week 13. Another loss. This is at the hands of the Washington Commanders. Make no mistake, my friends, Jaden Daniels is a really good player. There's a reason he won Rookie of the Year last year. Bo made a good argument at the very end of the season, but Jaden Daniels took his team a lot further than Bo Nix did. At the end of the day, at the end of the careers, I would much rather have Bo Nix as my quarterback rather than Jaden Daniels. However, we do have to give respect where respect is due. I do think that it is a higher scoring game. I think you're going to see a battle of these two QBs, but I think Washington wins. Let's go to our week 14 matchup against the Raiders. I have the Broncos winning again in Las Vegas. I told you, I don't think I can see the Raiders pulling it off. They're just not good enough. Their secondary has so many different holes in it. So give me the Broncos to beat the Raiders. Week 15. I have this one circled because Micah Parsons just got traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers. Yet, I still feel the Broncos win this one close. Green Bay is going to be a hell of a team. Don't get me wrong. I think with the addition of Micah Parsons, this is a lot closer than it originally would be. However, I took them before. I'm not wavering off my claim. I think the Broncos still win this one. Give me the Denver Broncos to beat the Green Bay Packers. Okay, let's move back on to our schedule because now we're entering into the final 3 weeks. Week 16, 17, and 18. Jacksonville. Come on. This is the easiest win on the entire one. Broncos win this one. It's not going to be close. I think I gave my final score prediction as like 35-10. Something like this. This should be one of the most dominant victories that you have over any opponent. Jacksonville sucks. And I know that Trevor Lawrence, could have a bounce back year. Liam Cohen, new head coach. 35-18. Yeah, I had it. Okay, so maybe I was a little bit harsh on him. But 35-18, I think this is absolutely an easy W for the Broncos. Week 17, Christmas Day against the Chiefs in Kansas City. Final loss. All right. I'll give you my final loss. Last one on the books. I'll take the W or the L on this one. You're going to split with the Chiefs. They're still really good. They might not be nearly as good as they were a couple of years ago, but they're still the top of the division. They still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have Andy Reid. So I'm going to say the Broncos lose this one on Christmas Day. And then the final game, Week 18 at Empower Field at Mile High against the Los Angeles Chargers. Give me the Broncos to win. I think the Broncos sweep the Los Angeles Chargers as well, meaning their only divisional loss would come against the Kansas City Chiefs, which if you do the math, the Broncos go 12-5, I believe it or not, with losses to the Bengals, the Eagles, the Texans, the Commanders, and the Chiefs. 12-5, which I originally had. So do the Broncos win 13 games in 2025? More or less. I'll take the slight under on that one. But I think it's close. Any one of these games could flip itself either way. But 12-5 is my final prediction for the Denver Broncos. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video if you haven't already. And as always, Broncos country, a mile high salute to you. Be cool. Let's go. We got a D. B for L. Bossman Jay's wife.
Respectfully.
Bang!
Bossman!
Let's put him up on screen here. Make sure that he gets the recognition, or she, gets the recognition that she gets. They work in tandem, so they work in tandem. Here's what it is Bossman Jay. Hey, Moose, is Bossman Jay and wife. Perfect wedding gift. Broncos win. Everyone, please check out Mile High Heroes at Broncos Unchained. If you don't know, he released this really cool line of Denver Broncos superheroes. It's super cool. I checked it out. I gave it a like. I gave it a like, and I made sure that if Bossman Jay came in with the donation today, I would absolutely let everybody know to go check out Broncos Unchained and check out his awesome superhero line because he and his wife put in a lot of time on this project, and it is really cool. There are some awesome, awesome players with some really cool identities and superpowers that you need to check out. Bossman Jay and his wife, I don't think I know her name yet. I don't know why he didn't text me that. Either way, he'll do it at some point. Thank you guys so much, and from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate everything you do for the channel. It means a lot. Okay, so Broncos go 12-5. With a loss to the Bengals and Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, and Patrick Mahomes. I feel like with those list of quarterbacks, those are acceptable losses.
So the only losses you have are when Bo is clearly going up against a quarterback who at this point is better than him.
Yes,
is better than him.
Correct.
So that's it.
Yeah. I mean, Burrow, let's be objective about this. Burrow is better than Bo at this point.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes is better than Bo at this point.
Yeah.
3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts might not be better than Bo, but the team itself is loaded.
Better. Just won the Super Bowl.
I mean, you got Saquon Barkley, who had literally one of the greatest.
And one thing he has over Bo is just a couple of Super Bowl appearances and just experience. That's a couple of things you could say he has over Bo.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Jaden Daniels had a better rookie season. I don't know if that he's better than Bo, but he had a better rookie season. And then Patrick Mahomes again. No, wait a minute. Oh, C.J. Stroud.
Okay, so C.J.
That's a really good matchup.
He had a down year last year.
I know.
So
I know.
You could have a conversation.
I look at this and I say, God.
Broncos' wife's name is Lauren. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren, and thank you, Boss Man Jay. Boss Man Lauren is what we'll call her. Boss Woman Lauren. Boss Woman Lauren. Yeah, listen, I think it's as even as you can get between Bo and CJ in terms of skill level. They're both really, really good. I know CJ had a bad last year, but if you remember, he lost all 3 of his wide receivers at one point. He lost a bunch of offensive linemen, and he slightly regressed. But he still had a pretty good year, won a playoff game. So it's going to be very close. I can absolutely see C.J. Stroud and Bo Nix having or being in a similar conversation in terms of where they stand in the NFL power rankings at the end of this year. I think they're about head-to-head, which is like lower half of that top 10 list. So somewhere between 7 and 10 is where I think they're both going to finish. All right. Reminder, if you want to help donate, just like Boss Man Jay and our friend, Boss Woman Lauren, but also Arvada Orange sent in a $5 super chat. That is the best way to do so. We appreciate everything that comes in and supports the wedding and the channel because we are here to talk about Broncos football. And speaking of, let's get into our final Broncos versus Titans preview. We're going to highlight just how the Denver Broncos can beat the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. I've highlighted a couple of areas that the Broncos need to shine in and how they can stifle this Tennessee team, which is not nearly as good as Denver. But with all of these things, I think an easy victory can be achieved, and the Broncos don't end up starting off 0-2 or 0-3 like they have the past couple of seasons. So, let's jump in to our final Denver Broncos, Tennessee Titans preview for Week 1. You wanted it? It's here, Broncos country. Our final Broncos versus Titans preview. On today's episode, I'm going to highlight just how Denver can win Week 1, including my keys to victory. And there's a couple of areas the Broncos absolutely smoke the Titans in. And if you haven't done so already, join the Broncos Breakdown family today and hit that subscribe button. So if I were to just highlight this package overall, Week 1, say it out loud. Cam Ward, brand new quarterback, number 1 overall pick, walks into Empower Field at Mile High and gets the W. Doesn't that just sound crazy to you? It does to me. Because I feel like with the atmosphere change, the elevation change, and the fact that you're going up against the best defense in the entirety of the NFL, Cam Ward and Brian Callahan have no shot. And if you want the Denver Broncos to win, don't jinx it. Don't be the guy that doesn't hit the thumbs up icon. It's completely free. It shows your support. And if they don't win and you didn't like the video, I'm not saying that I'm going to know, but I promise you I'll know. So the Broncos, I believe, have an amazing opportunity to not only start off the first couple of games in the win column, but to really establish their dominance as a defensive unit and as an offensive unit. The Denver playmakers I've highlighted as follows. I should have put more defensive players on this, but I wanted to highlight a couple of playmakers on the offensive side of the ball because I think the offense is going to take that next step. We know how good the defense is, so that's why I put Pat Surtain and Nick Bonito there. But Bo Nix, Courtland Sutton, and J.K. Dobbins, those are the three that I believe you're going to see a healthy dose of and play really, really well week one. And you need them to play really well. You cannot have those three start off slow. It just won't work. You have to come out firing on all cylinders. But some other additions, other players that I believe are going to make a huge impact as well. Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, Jahdae Barron, Mr. R.J. Harvey, and of course, everybody's favorite tight end, Evan Ingram. All five of these players, combined with the other ones that have joined this Broncos 53-man roster, are going to help contribute to just how dominant this Denver Broncos team was, even in 2024. They might not have won their playoff game against the Buffalo Bills, but what they did do was finish first in sacks, third in opponent rushing yards per game, and third in opponents' points per game allowed. You tell me if the Broncos on paper this year look far better than they did last year, and those were the numbers they put up last year. Listen, I'm not a mathematician, but even I know 2 + 2 = 4, and that's what I'm looking at right now. So what about the upper hand? Who's got the upper hand in this matchup? Because we're just going to focus squarely on Titans, Broncos now for week one. Let's go with the head coach. Clearly the Broncos. Sean Payton and Brian Callahan, easy. Next. Quarterback, Broncos. Bo Nix over Cam Ward, who has not played a single game yet. Give me Bo Nix. Offensive line, one of the weaker parts of the Tennessee Titans last year. Broncos, check. That's 3 for 3. How about number 4? The defense. Give me a break. It's the easiest one on this list. It's the Broncos. And then this one, I think, actually adds a little bit more to just why I think the Broncos can dominate the Tennessee Titans. The atmosphere. Not just Broncos fans, but the elevation change. How often do you hear how hard it is to play at Empower Field at Mile High the first couple of weeks? Breathing gets restricted for teams that are not ready for it. The Broncos players have been practicing in it all summer long. Not to mention if it's hot out, good luck. The Broncos have the complete upper hand. The complete upper hand in all aspects of the game. The only area that you could maybe argue the Titans have the upper hand on is their wide receivers. And even that, I would say, probably not. But I'll go over some playmakers with you. Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley, Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive line, and L'Jarius Sneed. All of these players are going to be, at least Cam Ward might be, but Ridley, Simmons, and Sneed have all proven that they are good NFL players. And the Titans did their best to try to add some additions to this team to make up for what they were last year, which was one of the worst in the NFL. Cam Ward, Femi Oladejo, the rookie edge rusher out of UCLA, Cody Barton, you guys know that name. Guess where he was last year? Tyler Lockett, and Dan Moore Jr. So all of these players are going to try their best to take on the best defense in the NFL. But I don't think the Titans do anything better than Denver. Like I said, you could maybe argue wide receivers because they added Tyler Lockett. They do have Calvin Ridley. However, with what I've seen from Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, and Courtland Sutton, I don't think so. So I don't think there's a single unit on the Titans that is better than what Denver has. But that's not the only thing, because all this is on paper, right? How do you go in with the X's and the O's and beat the Tennessee Titans? What are the keys to victory? I've got those as well. And I'll tell you coming up what those are. But before I do that, I got to tell you about our friends over at Prize Picks. It's the best place to win real money sports action all season long. Pick 2 to 6 players and their stat projections, and then send it in. It's that easy. Take the more or less, watch your money multiply. Go to the App Store, click the download button, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You can win up to 2,000 times your money this season on Prize Picks, and it is with code CLNS. to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Join millions of users and sign up today. I'll have all of that in the comments and description of today's video just for you. Code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Keys to victory. Number one. I talked a little bit about this on my episode that I did yesterday, my little at-home version. Dominate the line of scrimmage. DJ Jones came out yesterday as he was talking to Zach Stevens and said, the key to this victory is 1,000% on the defensive line. Now, I wouldn't say it's 1,000%. I realize he's being hyperbolic. I do stress that it is an important key to victory. But what I really think he's saying is not only do you have to stop the run, but you got to blitz Cam Ward. Fast, hard, often. Make his life a living hell. Let's backtrack for about a minute to last season, week 2, Chicago Bears against Houston Texans. D'Amico Ryan came out, blitzed Caleb Williams like his life depended on it. And when he did that, made Caleb's life a living hell. They ended up getting the W. I think Vance Joseph has the exact same game plan for Cam Ward. He's going to throw so many different blitz packages at Cam and just make him run for living hell. Cam Ward can do damage in the pocket. He did it a bunch at Miami. But if you flush him out, his mechanics are not nearly good enough to get accurate on the run. So you blitz him, flush him outside of the pocket, you can absolutely turn the Titans' offense into nothing. On offense, yourself, establish the run game on early downs. This is going to be key. You don't want to lean too heavily on Bo Nix week 1. You want to utilize your free agent pickup in J.K. Dobbins, but also in R.J. Harvey, your second-round rookie draft pick. A good run game will complement a young quarterback, and it exploits the defense in play action. If the Broncos' rushing attack is working, that's going to draw the defenders up. When that happens, play action bootleg, throw on the run, which we've seen Bo Nix do time and time again, and chunk your way down the field. Get inside the red zone, be a little bit more locked up, and you will absolutely score. I think Bo Nix's stat line can look somewhere between 230 and 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Distribute the ball to the playmakers. That leads me into my next point. Get the ball out quick. Make sure Courtland Sutton understands his route running tree, where he excels. Same with Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims. The screen game specifically for Mims. If you just get that ball out, throw a bubble screen, and let Marvin Mims, the yak monster, do what he's got to do, you will absolutely find success. And then lastly, back over to the defense. If Tennessee should find themselves inside the red zone, play man coverage. You have the best corners. They're awesome. Pat Surtain literally is number 1. They can handle the responsibility of playing man coverage week 1. Now, granted, when you're not inside the 20 or when the opposing team is not driving inside the 20, maybe you can sit back a little bit, keep the game in front of you, and play more zone. But once you hit inside that red zone, lock up Calvin Ridley. Lock up Tyler Lockett. I think Riley Moss and Tyler Lockett will be an absolutely blast to watch one-on-one. And I think Riley Moss can win that matchup. So you are good enough to take on that responsibility of man coverage. The Broncos corners are good enough to beat the Tennessee Titans wide receivers, and I think you'll see that come Sunday. Final question. Who you got? If you want the Denver Broncos to win, or think the Denver Broncos are going to win, get those DENs going in the chat below. And if by some miracle the Tennessee Titans come out and play a lock-up game, type TEN, but I don't see that happening. Or if you're a Titans fan, you can get down there below as well. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and as always, be cool. Oh, I am losing my voice.
What's new?
Yeah, that happens a lot to me. I lose my voice quite a bit. I do.
Just a quick reminder.
Yeah.
Hashtag Broncos.
Yep.
Or Super Chat.
Sure.
To get into our mailbag.
That's right.
That's coming up here soon.
That's right. That is correct. Also, if you would like to support the wife and I and get yourself a little donation here on the channel, that is also greatly appreciated. $5 is going to be a beers cheers. $10 is going to be a wedding beer added to the list. So far, we've got... Ooh, I have to add 5 more. Bosch. Oh, I didn't do it yet. Can we get one? Yeah, let's do a beer bong. Let's do that beer bong. If you want to go grab it real quick, that'd be great. I'll give some shout-outs here while producer Casey's loading up the beer bong. A pre-wedding beer bong, if you will. Danny, what up, dog? Make sure you can actually speak for your vows. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yeah. Thank you. Danny saying, what up? Biggie, how many yards for Troy Franklin week 1? A great question to get in on our mailbag, my friend. Who do you think we're more likely to lose to a promotion next year? Vance Joseph. It's Vance Joseph. But, Danny, that's a great question. We're going to use it for our mailbag. I have been at Chat Sports today, guys, since 6:30 in the morning. And I will be here until about 4:45 before I leave to catch my flight. It has been a long day for me. Had to get in, make sure every T and every I was dotted, every T was crossed. I think we're in a good spot right now, though. I really do. Double D 213 says, hope that Evan Ingram has a great game. He has potential. Yeah, if Evan Ingram can be what he was in 2023, which was 107 receptions for almost 1,000 yards, like Evan Ingram is like a bigger wide receiver. That's essentially what he is. He's a bigger wide receiver. Jacob, great question. We'll answer that as well. Same thing with you, Biggie. Do. Oh, no. There it is. All right. All right, let's do this.
Water up for you.
Oh. Here, give me that beer real quick. All right.
Finish her off.
Yep, I will. All right. Last bit in there. Okay. Beer bong.
For boss woman Lauren.
Boss woman Lauren.
Let's go.
Coming in with the $50 super chat. Cheers to you, Lauren.
This is for Moose's wedding, for Lauren, and for the Broncos. Let's go, Moose. He's chugging. It was a big one, folks. There was a lot of beer in there. Oh, yeah. You're ready for your flight, huh?
Hold on, it's not going.
A little more. Get it in there. That's what she said. There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
Alexis is going to be pissed.
You're so ready for your flight now.
Did you drink before you got on the flight? Maybe. Maybe I did. It
was work. It was work.
All right. Let's get... I think we've got a bunch of questions. I think we're good. So we can just start on the... excuse me. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's get this last mailbag in here, and then we'll take off. We got Jacob who asked a question. Danny asked a question.
Danny, Pete, Pierce, Biggie, Bossman. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. All right, cool. We're good. All right. Last bit here. Let's do it. Reminder, this is your last chance to get in on the donations for the wedding. We greatly appreciate it. Shout out to Bossman Jay and Bossman Jay's wife, and also to our friend, I forget his name again, Arvada Orange, yes, who also got in as well. Anything that you guys send in helps and helps support the channel. We appreciate it. Let's get into our mailbag. It's the final mailbag before week 1 against the Tennessee Titans, my friends. Welcome in Broncos country to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. A reminder that if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up icon. Help us grow the channel and help us be one of the fastest growing Denver Broncos channels on YouTube. Bossman Jay, big fan of the show, coming in with the first question. Question for the day. If both Greenlaw and Singleton are on a pitch count, how many ones or no inside linebacker schemes will VJ use? I think you're going to see a lot of single inside linebacker schemes. I could absolutely see you keeping a Karene Reed out there. Same with Justin Stranad if there is a pitch count. But that's not to also say that you couldn't activate Lavelle Bailey onto the 53-man roster. You can activate a player up to 3 times from the practice squad to the live day roster. And I know that Sean Payton has already gone out and kind of noted that. You could also, in case you didn't want to call anybody up, move Talanoa Hufanga up and kind of play inside the box as well. He's a hard-hitting safety enough. He could play up so that you could maybe run one single high safety coverage with Brandon Jones. There are so many different types of packages that you can run, especially if Greenlaw and Singleton are on a pitch count. I think it's important, though, to pick and choose the times that Greenlaw and Singleton are out there. In the fourth quarter, if the game's a little bit closer, I want them out for the entirety of the quarter. So you got to find times in order to bring them on and off the field. Biggie, how many yards for Troy Franklin week 1? Against the Titans, mediocre secondary. We'll go 54. I think 50 has got to be the line. Like, do you take it over or do you take it under? I'll take the slight over. Give me 54 yards for Troy Franklin week 1, which I think would also be great considering last year he only had, 280-something yards total? So think about it. If he had 54 week 1, you're knocking a massive chunk right off the beginning. Thanks, Biggie, for getting in. Jacob, Bo Nix over or under 35 touchdowns. 33 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing. So 36 total. So I'll take the over. This was one of the stat lines that I predicted earlier on in the season, was that Bo Nix was going to be a player that was in a top 5 dark horse candidate for MVP. And I think if you gave him 4,400 total yards, 4,000 passing, about 400 on the ground, 36 total touchdowns, 10 INTs, he would absolutely be in the conversation for MVP. So I'm going to say over for Bo Nix on 35 touchdowns. Before we get into more questions, my friends, I need you to do me a favor. Download the Prize Picks app today. It is the best place to get real money sports action all season long. Here's what you have to do. Go to your app store, click the download button, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You could win up to 2,000 times your money on Prize Picks this year. All you have to do is pick 2 to 6 players, their stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Download the Prize Picks app. It only takes 60 seconds to turn your sports opinions into real money all season long. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Dr. Checkmate. Cool name. Are you ultimately surprised they went with 2 quarterbacks? No, I'm not. After what Stidham showed and what Bo Nix is, I feel like they were just going to go with 2. And remember, you could always call up Sam Ehlinger to the 53 if one of those players goes down. Knock on wood. If Stidham gets hurt in practice or if Bo gets hurt in practice and has to go down for a week or 2, you could call up Ehlinger and he could replace that second one. There's plenty of free agent quarterbacks, by the way, that you could go out and sign if you needed to in an emergency. So I'm not worried about them keeping 2 quarterbacks. It's not surprising to me. I figured this was going to be how it was. Danny, fan favorite of the show. Who do you think next year is more likely to lose a promotion? Davis Webb, or gain a promotion, I'm sorry. Lose to a promotion. Yes, that's my fault. Davis Webb or Vance Joseph? It's Vance Joseph. If he goes out and has a top 3 defense again like he did last year, he's almost certainly going to get a job. Not even just interviews. Like, I'm expecting him to get plenty of interviews after this season, but he will get a head coaching job if the Broncos have another top 3 defense. He's just too good of a defensive coordinator. Now, I hope that's not the case. I hope Vance Joseph stays, but we'd be fooling ourselves to believe that he wouldn't take a job, because that's ultimately what all these really good coordinators want to become, head coaches. I know Vance Joseph has already been a head coach for this team specifically, but there's always a chance to get himself another job. So Vance Joseph, I believe, will most likely get a head coaching job next year. Like I said, I don't take any pleasure in saying that, but it's the reality of the world we live in. Pierce, how do we feel about the Chargers as an opponent after the Rashawn Slater injury? Not nearly as good as I did before. Rashawn Slater was voted as the 3rd best left tackle in the entire NFL. Like, I feel like people sleep on that. Just because it's one offensive lineman, it is the 3rd best left tackle in the game, voted on by his peers. He is that good. So the fact that he's out now for the entire season leaves a massive hole trying to protect Justin Herbert's blind side. The Broncos have an unbelievable opportunity to blitz him early, often, hard, and fast. Giggity. If they do that, we're good. If not, if they play a little bit more passively, then I feel like the Chargers, obviously with the talent they have on their team, bringing back Keenan Allen as well, can do a little bit of damage. But if the Broncos stay aggressive on them, I think they can absolutely sweep them. Go back to Boss Man Jay. JFM is playing for a contract. I see him stepping up so he can try to get one more before the trade deadline. Yes, but I think the Broncos know that a trade is more likely than re-signing him. You just paid Zach Allen. You paid Courtland Sutton. You're about to pay Nick Bonito. I don't know that they can pay John Franklin Myers what he's asking for and remain cap compliant. I just don't think the Broncos have it. Especially that in a couple of seasons, remember, there's a guy that wears number 10 that you're going to have to pay. And you're not going to have to pay him $20 million a year. You're going to have to pay him 50, maybe 60. So you've got to take into consideration when you look at all of the future contracts coming up for the Broncos, who is the main priorities? The core players that you want to build around. And as much as I like John Franklin Myers as a player, as much as I believe he adds value to the Broncos' defensive line, he is not a core member of this team. He just isn't. So thank you, Boss Man Jay, for getting in on the show. One more time, let's go back to Pierce. Come on. It's over. It's over. Maybe barely on the passing, but I think he easily clears it in both passing and rushing. 17 games, year 2. He almost did it his rookie season. What did he end up with? 3,800 yards? I'm pretty sure he beat 4,000 yards in total offense his rookie season. It's not that hard to do anymore. Hell, Caleb Williams did it. Caleb Williams had over 4,000 total yards for the Bears last year. 37? How much rushing yards?
7.75, so 15 yards.
Yeah. It's okay, yeah. So he did it. He beat 4,000 last year in total yards. It's not hard to do it in total yards. Passing yards, yes, I think he does it over. I think it's slightly, but I think he's over as well. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to like the video if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, Broncos country, be cool. Whoo! All right, 3:45. How about this? Put a five. Can you put a 5 minutes timer on it? We'll go 5 more minutes because I got to be out of here by 4. I will allow 5 more minutes for extra super chats and to ask any questions we'll answer right now before we come back on Sunday for our live. You'll see a couple more videos come out this week, but for the remainder of the week, I'm off. I've got some important wedding things to take care of, including but not limited to trying to set up my rehearsal dinner on Thursday night. And I have to spend some time with my future wife. It's been few and far between the last couple of weeks. Silent play. Let's go Broncos country. Guys, I can't tell you how excited I am for Broncos football. I really am. I'm ecstatic. I think it's going to be ecstatic or ecstatic? Is it ecstatic?
You're ecstatic.
It's ecstatic.
Yeah,
It's the word itself. Is it ecstatic or ecstatic?
Ick.
Why does it sound weird coming out of my mouth?
No T.
Yeah, you're right. I know you're right. I'm just why does it sound weird? Like when I say ecstatic, it feels like I'm missing something.
You just need to go get on a plane.
You're
go
right.
get married. That's what you need to do.
I do. Boss Man says he's not auditioning for us. He's auditioning for every team. That is correct, but I know that he would prefer to stay in Denver. He said it. The most important thing to him is the contract. The most important thing is the money. But if he had it his way, I can guarantee you he'd rather play in Denver and at Mile High than, say, who's a team that has a high salary cap that's I'm going to look it up. I have actually a list of all of the salary cap teams right now. I'll tell you in just a second. Let's take a look at the cap space. Currently, the Patriots have the most cap space available at almost $50 million. The Cowboys, I could see them paying John Franklin Myers easy. After you get rid of Micah,
How much cap space are you got? Like
38. Cowboys have 38. The Lions have $35 million. They could pay John Franklin Myers. Same with I don't think the Broncos would trade with the Raiders. Seahawks have a bunch of cap space. Cardinals have a bunch of cap space. So there's plenty of teams that would look to add a player of his caliber to their team. We got a $10 super chat from our guy, James. What up, James? Who did vote for the Titans in this poll? That's who I want to know. Somebody did. Boss Man says, say any word 20 times out loud, and I bet you it sounds weird. That's actually very true. James Linens, who, by the way, won our John Elway jersey, which, by the way, has been sent out to you. I emailed you this morning. It's not been sent yet. It's been ordered. It has to come to the office. We have to make sure it's correct, and then we send it back out. He knows. I made sure that he was aware.
The wheels are in motion.
They're in motion. It's been ordered. It'll come to the office. Then we'll ship it back out. Because the last thing we want to do is make sure that the order's not correct, send it directly to him, and then him be like, hey, by the way, what the fuck?
That's not how we do business here on the Broncos Breakdown in Chat Sports.
Correct.
Not how we do it.
All right. Last 30 seconds to get in your last minute super chat. Shout out Boss Man Jay's wife, respectfully, James and Arvada Orange. I got the name correct this time. Arvada Orange. Any amount that you guys send in is greatly appreciated. It helps support me to get more stuff out to you, gets us more studio space, and helps support the wedding. By the way, that's another beer, a wedding beer. That's another wedding beer. That is 6 wedding beers.
Attaboy, James. You got to get that number. Okay, not right now. I know we're wrapping up the show. But you know that number is going to hit the double digits. You're not stopping at 6. You're not stopping there. We've been drinking.
This is just the 6 that have been added.
We've been drinking several times.
Yes, we have.
You're going to drink more than 6 beer.
Are you saying that I can handle my liquor? Because I can.
Moose can put him down. He likes it to hurt a little bit.
I do like it to hurt a little bit, yes. I do. Just a little bit. I like to be in pain a little bit when I'm drinking.
Here goes the countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What up, Jackson? Good to see you, guy. All right. That is going to do it for us on today's episode. I'm trying to think if I have everything that I need to make sure that I've got. Yeah, I think we're good. 5 days away. We are 5 days away, Broncos country, from Broncos football. If you're ready, make sure before you leave, hit that thumbs up icon. Prove to me that you're ready for Denver Broncos football. 120 hours away before Broncos Titans week 1. Football is back. College football took on this weekend. My mental health rides or dies on this team.
It's rising, though.
It is rising, but it could very easily fall if there's some panic. I need my mental health to be good. I'm really excited. This season's going to be a whole lot of fun joining you guys. It really is. I cannot wait to get more Broncos stuff for not only myself and producer Casey, but for all the generous support that you guys give, hitting that subscribe button, sending in your super chats, and hitting that thumbs up button. Everything that you guys do makes this channel worth it. And that's why we give so much content and as much as we do for you because of your support.
Next time we see you, ring on that finger, baby.
Yep.
Some blang.
Some blang, blang, blang. All right, my friends. Until Sunday, when I see you again as a married man, be cool.